Hello, my name is Joseph Hanlon, and this is Poke Bowl. So the history and culture of poke originated in Hawaii. It was first prepared by native Polynesians before Westerners came in and influenced it. Poke means to cut crosswise into pieces, which is where you get the cube-like pieces of raw fish that are where the name poke is. It was originally with the Polynesians, just raw reef fish, sea salt for preservatives, and seaweed with crushed candle nuts. The name poke was first used in the 60s when the reef fish was actually changed to tuna. It also around that time saw a lot more different ingredients added to it, such as rice and avocado. Chef Sam Choi was instrumental in bringing poke to the masses. He did this by implementing the first poke contest in Hawaii for all the different poke recipes to try them and find the best, and that was in 1991. And that is actually still going on now, which is pretty interesting. So the nutrient composition. Big thing about poke bowls is there's so many different varieties. So this one is a white rice based poke bowl, which is a little more fatty, and it has more nutrients in it because of the rice. It's relatively low in calories. Is a good source of omega-3 fatty acids, and it's also an excellent source of carbohydrates and protein at 81 grams and 34 grams respectively. So, poke's relationship to disease. Because it uses raw fish comes with the problem of being high in mercury, and mercury is known to be dangerous to children and people who are or planning to become pregnant. Raw fish also may be exposed to parasites and bacteria because there's usually no preservatives naturally with fish. That's why we usually cook it, unless it's kept in a certain condition, and it does elevate one's risk of infection. So, ingredients for freshness. Great way to tell is, for one, the color of the fish is highly important. That is a big reason why poke changed from reef fish to tuna fish. Reef fish was a very gray fish, and now tuna fish is more pink, and the fresher it is, the more colorful it is. Also the grade of fish used. So there's different types of fish, such as sushi grade fish, which is, I think, it's the best recommended for raw fish consumption. Also where the location relationship to where the fish is caught. If poke is being consumed in a landlocked state such as Tennessee, the freshness of the fish is not going to be as good because it's going to have to be frozen and shipped. Also the time between preparation and consumption. If the fish is defrosted, it's best that it's eaten shortly after. And then the amount of preservatives used, such as salt on the fish, which is an original ingredient added, and some other ones use a type of marinade. Agriculture. So poke is actually available year-round because it's fish, and dependent on the fish cycles and where they are and all of that. But raw fish does have a limited shelf life. There is the issue of overfishing, but there is sustainability through efficient practices of fishing and farming. Rice as well. Seaweed is a sustainable future food, though, as it doesn't require any dirt, fertilizer, and all of that, which is very interesting. So preparation of poke. It's actually relatively easy as long as you have the right fish and it was refrigerated or frozen before using, so it's not contaminated, or the least amount of chance of being contaminated. So the recipes, like I said earlier, range substantially. Many different pairings with chosen fish. You can also do salmon along with tuna. It's prepared in 4 steps by slicing the fish into bite-sized pieces, marinating the fish, or preserving the fish if you decide, but you don't have to do that. Preparing what the base is going to be on, which can be rice or a seaweed salad if you're going to cook that or season it, and then combining the additional ingredients you decide to use, which go on top with the fish, like avocado, carrots, green onions, and a sauce possibly. Tasting. So First time tasting poke, I found it very interesting. The raw fish went beautifully with the vegetables and rice, and there was a sauce on type that was relatively spicy, which also helped mask the fish taste a little bit. I did notice that freshness did seem very important. The fish was okay. I mean, I got it early in the morning, so clearly it was frozen before because it was quite cold. And then what's interesting is in Hawaiian cultures, poke is served with less ingredients to keep from masking the fish taste, which is interesting. They're more used to eating raw fish than I guess we are. So here's what I had after trying it. So a comparison that I found is like in Hawaii, raw fish is commonly eaten and a regular part of their diets. It's a benefit of being close to water, which we in Tennessee are not. At home, for me, we don't usually eat or prepare raw fish because I guess it's the risk of getting sick or just messing something up. So we usually go out and eat the poke that we get. And here are the references. And thank you very much for watching.